Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
$809 and a half. Got it. This is the 21st day of April, the 28th day of my apocalypse in the year 2020 Anno Domini. Hey, Bob, don't fall asleep there. This is the den.
I forgot I was on the air. I was reading my email.
Yeah, I'm keeping you on for a bit.
Okay, I've got a what do you call it? Telehealth conference with my doctor, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I had an appointment for a checkup earlier in the year, and so I'm doing a teleconference today.
How are they going to do the whole turn your head and cough thing?
Yeah, I wondered about that. Or if, checking for hemorrhoids is not my idea of a good time.
Yeah, okay, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we went this dark. This
Colonoscopies are kind of tough over the phone.
Oh, my God. Please.
Bob, they could ship you the pill, though, and you could, have the monitor thing, and they could ship all that to you. You could do that.
I'm sorry? I don't know.
They could ship you the camera pill and the monitor thing, and you could just wear it at home.
Oh, I could, because I've been on television. My inside says that. Remember I swallowed that camera?
I do. That's why I recalled that, Bob. I remember everything. Remember that?
You're right. I'm sorry. Kenny, this is your show.
Let's talk more about Bob's sphincter after my monologue.
Go ahead.
The views expressed by the host during his monologue are those solely of his own, not those of Westfield State University. Channel 15 are underwriters or all those who are subjected to the following 5 minutes at home. And now...
And Bob, listen closely. You might relate to half of this.
Uh-oh.
I will, of course.
You know what, Pete?
What's going on, Ken?
Last week I mentioned how I'm not putting any mileage on my cars.
Yes.
And that's especially true of the big green machine. It seems that it's been off the road as much as I've been out of the office this past month.
Oh, boy.
The good news is that all these breakdowns are happening in town when I'm not working.
Right.
And I'm getting a stimulus check.
There you go.
They don't know it yet down at DeGray's, but I will be paying them a visit after my broadcast to find out when they want to see the caddy again.
You could probably push it to DeGray's.
I'm sure they're getting sick and tired of seeing me. You know, at this point, I don't care what it needs. In the past several months, I've done tires, brakes, wires and plugs, and some other minor repairs. I'm all in whether I like it or not. Get my Vegas reference, which I'm not doing in 3 weeks.
Right.
Yeah. But I can't dwell on this. It is what it is. It be what it be. I have noticed another unintended consequence of this pandemic that is not all that bad.
What is that?
I've only done one load of laundry since this started.
Wait a minute.
You don't have any laundry when all you do all day long is sit on the couch in your underwear.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's not going to get much better than this.
Oh, boy.
In fact, the last time I was at Wally, I bought an extra pack of knickers just so I could go another week without doing the laundry.
Oh, my God, help me.
Okay, I'm lying.
Ugh.
But if I didn't have an excessive number of drawers at home, that is exactly something I would do. Now. Don't go out and start hoarding boxers and panties because you think that is a good idea. I would have hate to have caused the great underwear shortage of April. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, get used to this, okay? This is the type of material I'm probably going to have going forward for the foreseeable future. I'm pretty sure, though, that the clothes I'm not washing right now will still fit when this is over. All right, a few weeks back, I was concerned with some weight gain that I noticed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I think I had some excess water weight or something, all right? It seems I'm only up 2 pounds since I was furloughed a month ago.
Oh, good for you.
2. I don't understand it. Only 2 pounds? I've been snacking and baking and having 6 squares a day. Yeah, I'm probably just as active now as when at work, since about 80% of the time I'm at work, I'm at my desk in front of a computer anyway. Perhaps the Shoe Leather Express going back and forth to the garage for the green machine is helping out a bit.
Yeah, and walking back from DeGray's, there's all your exercise, man.
Mm-hmm. Next week, I'm sure I will have another breakthrough observation, but I'm not quite sure what that will be. And Bob, I have to take care of my underwriters, but I'd love you to hang around for a few minutes.
I'll be here for a while. Not a long while, but I'll be glad to be here. And then I want to go out and I've actually got to eat early so that I can talk to the doc on a full stomach.
Sounds like a good plan. We'll decipher that when we get back.
Okay.
Don't wish it away. Don't look at it like it's forever. Between you and me, I could honestly say that things can only get better. And while I'm away, dust out the demons inside. And it won't be long before you and me run to the place that my face in your hands. Live for each second without hesitation, and never forget I'm your man. Wait on me, girl. Cry in the night if it helps. Mama, I simply love you more than I love life itself. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Time on my hands would be time spent with you. Laughing like children, living like lovers, rolling like thunder under the covers. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Wait on me, girl. Cry in the night if it helps. But Mama, I simply love you more than I love life itself. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Time on my hands would be time spent with you. Laughing like children, living like lovers, rolling like thunder under the covers. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Like children, living like lovers. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Like children, living like lovers. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. And I guess that's why they call it the blues.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield. Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at rockies.com.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday. Every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
821, blah, 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 zombie apocalypse. It's the 21st day of April. 2020 Anno Domini. This is a Denken's Den.
I think the den mother just called in.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I'm
Okay.
here.
All right, so now we can make this official. I am Ken Stumpy. I'm here each and every Tuesday, just about each and every Tuesday, in the control room, taking care of buttons. It's the April Admiral of the Airwaves, Peter Cole's Kitten of the Keys, Chairman.
Try playing something.
And I just played it, and
Why isn't that coming through?
I know I'm sending something to you.
Why isn't that coming through though? It's like not. It doesn't.
Oh, they're like sound stuff that's not coming through.
Oh, I
yeah.
know. Oh, wait a minute. There it is.
Okay.
Why is not working?
All right. Kitten of the Keys, Chairman Meow, Peter calls. Yep. Nope, still not working.
That's weird. Like I'm seeing level, but I'm not hearing you at all, and I don't know why that's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Because
I cannot explain it.
I spent a lot of my time this weekend editing things that I have on this computer that I had planned on getting out.
Try it now.
That would be where we normally hear a moo for
yeah,
Kathy.
It's not going out. It's coming in, but it's not going back out.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, not getting anything.
Kathy Palmer, den mother extraordinaire. Go ahead, Bob. Moo.
Moo.
I can go out in the field. They're out there. Do you want
That
me to
was
go
the
catch
worst
one?
moo I've ever heard in my life.
10:13.
So while Bob figures out, or while Pete figures out his buttons here, when my laptop doesn't function properly in here, I get all discombobulated, and I call Pete Bob, and I call Bob Pete, and I start to think Kathy might actually be a cat.
Well,
I think by now,
Cassie as a name for a cat.
I
don't
a lot.
ever remember. I mean, that doesn't jive. You know,
stay away
it
from
doesn't.
people.
Molly, maybe, or
that's it.
Patty.
That's what
no.
they do.
Kathy doesn't make it.
If I start to meow, let me know.
Yeah.
So, Bob,
yeah.
Have you been napping a lot?
It's part of my life as a senior citizen.
Okay.
Yes.
So any napping you're doing now is normal then?
Basically, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I noticed I'm starting to do it like maybe once or twice a day now. Yeah.
Are you? When does it happen? When you are watching television, reading a book, sitting there in your underwear, staring at the ceiling?
Sitting in my underwear watching TV.
Ah, got it.
Yeah.
And is it what are you watching on television?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It could be something.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
It could be something that intrigues me, and
Uh-huh.
it's gotten to the point now where I had to put an alarm clock next to my recliner, and I set it prophylactically just to make sure I don't sleep the afternoon away.
I don't understand. You mean you'll fall asleep and just in case your alarm is
Just in case I fall asleep and I nap, the alarm will wake me up an hour or so later, so I don't blow the entire day and then screw up my circadian rhythm for the entire night.
Oh, who wants to screw up your circadian rhythm now?
That happened to me. That happened to me last night, Bob. That happened to me last night. I didn't get to sleep until about 1:30 or 2 a.m.
Oh, I forget sleep. I mean, time is fluid now for me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I mean, I fell asleep probably about 2 o'clock last night.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing my best. I was really doing my best to try to fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get my head around the fact that this is Tuesday. In fact, I'm even surprised I'm here because, I don't care anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what day it is to me anymore.
It matters to me that you're here.
It doesn't matter to me what day it is because
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know when that magical May 4th or May 8th, whatever day we're supposed to go back. I don't think I'm going to be going back.
Do they have a date in Massachusetts?
Well, retailers and all non-essentials were ordered home until it was May 4th or May 8th. I don't remember now. And, Connecticut just extended their curfew 20 days, and we're entering into the peak in Massachusetts. So I'm pretty sure the non-essentials are going to be extended.
Getting into it.
They're going to be extended. I have a feeling they're going to be extended a few more weeks here in Massachusetts.
Yeah. Oh, I think we probably won't be into phase 1 until maybe the end of May, if that.
Hey, Ken, try it now.
In the booth, Kitten of the Keys, Chairman Meow, Peter calls. Nope.
I don't know then. I have no idea.
You know,
That's just weird.
I just heard something. What was that?
Try
was that
it now.
Kathy? Is Kathy still on with us?
Yeah,
That
she's on.
might have been her making noise feeding the cats.
Try
or
it
something.
now.
Try it now.
No.
It's coming in, but it's not going out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me think about it. I'll be right back.
All right.
Good. You have 2.5 minutes. So, all right. So the napping thing for you that's a normal issue. How about
does
how about
your
it?
head fall forward? Where do you go when you nap? Does it go to the side?
It goes to the side, like in an airplane. It just goes to the side a little bit.
Sort of like this. Wait a minute.
Yeah, because I'll be leaning
God,
back.
look at that waddle.
Yeah, I'll be. Speaking of waddle, how about weight gain for you?
I do that test where I look in the mirror and I see whether I have a chin line or not.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a chin line, but but down here, yeah, I think I sort of maintain. Let's put it that way.
You've maintained. All right.
Yeah, I don't think I'm over. Even though, like you, I've got scones on the kitchen counter
Mhm.
that I make, and I tend to be eating a lot of carbs for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I need a recipe actually for shrimp, other than shrimp scampi.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to do with those 2 bags of shrimp that I have in the freezer? Do you cook with shrimp at all?
I don't really do much for shellfish.
No. Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, I have a reaction to it.
I
So,
didn't realize.
but why not go with the true old-fashioned shrimp cocktail, and just cook them up and dip them in cocktail sauce and eat them as
That's
a
a
snack watching your
cocktail.
TV.
That's with the wine before dinner.
Yeah, but make it dinner. There aren't any rules anymore.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Like I could have a shrimp cocktail with 14 shrimp,
yeah.
which would send the cholesterol skyrocketing.
Mm-hmm.
I
Hey, it's the apocalypse. Nothing matters now.
enjoy it while we have it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, if you survive the '60s and you survive COVID, a little bit of shrimp is going to be okay for you, Bob.
Yeah. I figured since I'm not getting the fish that I need, I might even resort to fish sticks this week.
Nothing wrong with that. I haven't had
Really?
any since I was a kid, but you just put that in my mind. I might do fish sticks too.
Oh, weren't they great? Honest to God.
I'm gonna get some and I'm gonna put them into my air fryer to see how they come out.
Oh, yeah. On a nice soft roll, they then taste like the fish sandwich at McDonald's.
Yep. Before I go, because I need to go into a break before my caller comes in, one more question for you, Bob. How are you dealing not being able to go to the hairdresser?
Well, I woke up this morning looking like my Aunt Kathy or Caligula, as I said when I first. My hair was feathered all over, and this is after showering this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so I finally broke down, and I have next week, I think, according to Amazon, supposedly in 2 weeks, I'm going to have hair clippers that I bought.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do something. This is, and the fuzz on my neck. I mean, like, to ponytail or not to ponytail.
I'm not noticing any issue here, Bob.
You're not noticing any issue?
With my hair. I'm not seeing any issues with it starting to get overgrown.
Well, because you have you have the hair.
I need my sound
Boston.
effect now.
Huh?
I need my sound effect now,
Try it.
Yeah.
Mr. Obvious. Because you have a ponytail, Ken.
Really? God, yeah.
Hey, we got audio back.
I have no idea how I figured that out, but I figured it out.
All
Is
right.
Kathleen on? We've ignored her totally. Kathleen? No?
She's still there.
Yeah, a lot of times she just goes into monitoring
I'm
mode.
still here.
All right.
Still here.
All right.
I
Well,
just, You know what? I can't hear Bob, so I don't know when he's talking.
Oh, hold on. I can fix that too.
All right. Well, Bob's going away in 15 seconds
I am.
anyway.
So let me I'll show you my lovely face, and then I'll leave. How about that?
All right, and I'll email you some shrimp ideas.
Oh, that's a great idea. Please, please, please. No shrimp tacos, please. I'm not going with shrimp tacos.
All right.
Kathleen, do you have a shrimp recipe at all?
She can hear you
she's
now.
Not hearing me. Huh?
What?
Can you hear Bob?
Yes. Now I can hear Bob.
Okay.
But I also hear me in the background.
Yeah, it's a little muffled, Kath.
Yeah,
My
because
TV's not even on.
I'm
So
trying
I
to.
don't know what I can do.
I'm trying to stop feedback, but I got too many paths working here, so that's the problem.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
So, hey, maybe I just better sign off. Go watch Regis and Kathy, and get ready for my telehealth conference.
Get ready to turn your head and cough.
How's that? Is that good?
The test
Doctor,
was
am I-
the test was not definitive.
I love you guys. Hey, I'll see you next week. Be safe, and I'll look forward to a recipe or two about my shrimp.
All right, I'll talk to you later, Bob.
All righty.
Bob,
Thanks,
stay
everybody.
healthy.
All right,
Bye, Kathleen. Bye.
Pete,
Bye,
brick,
Peter. Thanks a bunch. Bye.
please.
Oh, sure. Leave me with a break. All right.
You know
hold
what?
on.
You know what? You might as well do a quick one because in a minute and a half, I've got somebody calling in.
I'll play a full break. Here we go.
All right.
Underwriting for WSKB's community radio programming is brought to you in part by R. Levesque Associates. They are offering landscape architecture, civil engineering, environmental permitting, and land surveying. RLA is a second-generation company devoted to excellence in the planning and design of outdoor spaces. On the web at rlaland.com or at 40 School Street in Westfield.
Join us every Thursday morning
from 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show
right here on WSKB 89.5
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
And it's 8:38 3/4. On the horn this morning, I have Wade Rivest from J-Dog on the line. Good morning, Wade.
Good morning, folks. How's it going?
How are you?
Not too bad. How you guys doing?
Good. Been a while since I had you on. I think I last spoke to you during one of the pancake breakfasts with the chamber. But I've noticed you become a little busy, and there's two things actually I want to talk to you about. I know last night we discussed one thing we were going to talk about, but I found something else that piqued my interest too, and I think you know what I'm talking about.
Oh boy, surprises always get me.
All right, so first, tell me what J-Dog junk removal is.
J-Dog Junk Removal is the country's largest veteran-owned franchise system. So every owner of J-Dog throughout the country has been in the military at some point. And we specialize in decluttering. So home, office, basically that pile of stuff you've been looking at for years that you don't know how to get rid of, we do. Construction debris, sheds, hot tubs, stuff like that.
Cool. All right. You have been touting other businesses in town instead of marketing yours. Tell me what's going on in your head with you doing that.
Well, when I started up, I didn't know anything about business. I was a mechanic by trade, and I reached out to a lot of people, and a lot of people helped me out. I had a lot of places say, "Hey, this is a good idea for marketing. Hey, this is a good idea. Here's some stuff you need to think of for business." In every regard, from accounting and finance to banking to marketing, reaching customers. I just had so many people give me a hand that, as soon as I saw things really start to get tough for small businesses, I wanted to be able to give back and help other people out and show them the power that a little bit of support on social media can do.
Mm-hmm. I don't think this is the first time that you've tried to help out the community with things, is it?
No, we've always been pretty involved in the community. We've been involved with a lot of local nonprofits, a lot of organizations, throwing events and things like that. So this is kind of just another avenue to get support out there.
You've been, I guess I'm kind of looking at it as you've been doing a lot of paying it forward, or what comes around goes around. A lot of good karma.
That's what I'm hoping for, man. But it always feels good at the end of the day to help out the people around you, and I mean, and in the end, it does help yourself as well. I mean, so it's your own business grows when people know that you're reputable and willing to lend a hand to the community.
Mm-hmm. Have you now? When I thought I was only going to be furloughed for about 2 weeks, I went through a full spring cleaning of my house, and I think I eliminated about half a commercial dumpster worth of stuff, and I was able to get rid of it slowly over a period of time. Have you noticed now that there's more people home, they're starting to clear out clutter, and they're trying to find ways of getting rid of it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got a lot of contacts within dumpster companies and things like that, and they're running out of dumpsters, and the transfer stations are closed to residents, so a lot of people are looking for help. But yeah, people are sick of being home, they're sick of being stir crazy, and so they're looking to clean out their houses. Tax season's coming around, people are getting tax returns, they're getting stimulus checks, so they're using money to make their forced home situation a little more bearable.
So, yeah, are you still able to go out and clean things out during this?
We are. So we fall under the solid waste disposal clause that was out in the list of essentials. So we are one of the lucky ones able to keep working, and we are getting pretty busy. And the crew's really careful. They're wearing gloves, they're wearing masks, they're disinfecting everything. We're asking customers to kind of stay back. We're doing a lot of outdoor jobs right now too, so we're very lucky that we're able to keep working, and at the same time we're being very cautious. We postponed a few jobs here and there for people that just aren't quite feeling good, and we appreciate that. We don't want anybody calling us if they're feeling like they got the Rona here.
All right. So before I get onto another topic, as far as cleaning out and junk removal, you don't have to be contracted for both. You can do both, but if somebody has a pile and they just want it taken care of, then you're good with that as well.
Yep, absolutely. So we're still offering our full service. We're still offering full estate cleanouts, to single items, to demos. Everything's still on the table. So the only thing we don't do is hazardous stuff.
All right. And all they have to do is search for J-Dog in order to find you?
Yeah, so you can go right on the web to jdogwestfield.com, or you can find us on Facebook. That's usually the easiest way for people nowadays. If you look up J-Dog Westfield, we'll pop up there. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to find us. Just Google us.
All right. So speaking of Facebook, you're starting to become you have been involved with social media, but I happened to stumble across something last night after I had scheduled this phone call. I see something about a podcast coming up.
Yeah.
A man talking about man stuff, basically. Did I read it right?
Yeah. So the podcast is going to be called Beardcast.
Beardcast.
Yep, men talking about things. So, everything you see going on, everybody's talking politics, everybody's talking coronavirus, everyone's complaining about it. And so we wanted to put something out fun, and a little bit away from the more professional side of business for people to use kind of as an outlet to just have a good time. So Beardcast is going to be, if you're easily offended or if you're a politically correct person, don't tune into Beardcast. So my main business is very, very professional, very, family-oriented. Beardcast will be none of those things. So we're going to have a good time with this one.
Wade, you're going to need a disclaimer like I do for Kenny's monologue.
Yeah. It's going to be 17 plus. Don't listen in front of your mom, sort of deal. It won't be that bad. It won't be that bad. But we're also not going to hold back either.
I'm almost envisioning a cross between the Old Man Show and comedian Ron White.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's a pretty good demographic.
Yeah. Have I nailed you pretty good on that one?
Yep. Hey, I figure people are still looking for entertainment, man, and sometimes playing just a professional business guy gets a little tough. So I grabbed a couple of the degenerates that I've known over the years. It's like, hey, let's all drink beers and talk shit in a room. Oh, sorry, pardon me. But and have a good time.
That's why we keep coming in every morning, Wade.
All right, good.
All right, how do we find the podcast?
So the podcast itself, we're looking to get up and running, hopefully around the end of summertime. So right now we're still just in the gaining interest phase. I just launched the Facebook page for Beardcast yesterday, and we're already over at 200 person following. YouTube channel will be coming up soon, so if you go on YouTube, just search Beardcast, and it's BEERDCAST, all one word, and you'll be able to find us. Hopefully very soon we'll start getting some good content out there, but we're still in the building phase.
All right, one more time on that link.
That'll be Beardcast, BEERDCAST.
Excellent. Wade, I want to thank you for taking the time to call in today.
Hey, man, had a great time, as always.
All right, stay safe. I'll talk to you later.
You too, gentlemen. Cheers.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
So, Kathy, do you think you'll be tuning into Beardcast?
Well, it does. I hate to say this, and I hate to admit this in public, but it sounds like my sense of humor.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. See what you've done to me? You've taken this lovely, innocent little old lady.
Kathy, it's called a guilty pleasure.
I've ruined Kathy.
You have ruined me.
I damaged her. I crashed her.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
People are gonna hate me.
No, I think it will be fine. It will be fine.
We need a ruling. We need a ruling from the city CEO. Has Kenny ruined Kathy, Don?
I'm just going to say I've known Kathy for a long time. She had
Don, I think you were 15, Don.
That's true. I was a wee lad. That's true.
I think you were going back to when my sister was the nurse at the high school.
That's right.
So
we had a great.
You were a nice guy. You were a great guy, and I will say, Ken, we've had Don in our shows, and he was a delight, fun to work with. We loved having him, and we'll take him back anytime.
Did you notice how he's? Do you notice how he's right down the middle on that one? He wouldn't make a determination on that one. I tried too.
I noticed.
Good job, boss.
So
Mayor Don Humison is on the line. Good morning, Don.
Morning, Ken. How are you guys doing?
All right. So what say you about things in the city during COVID-19 right now?
I'm getting tired of it. How about you?
Yes,
a little. Yeah. I want to do different things in my radio program, but I feel obligated to still concentrate on it to keep people up to date and in the loop.
I got out this weekend. I think the one time I left the house was to go to the Emergency Operations Center to meet up with Jim Wiggs, and that was it. And then I went back to the house. That was my only real activity, and the rest of it was social distancing with my family, and that was all we did.
How are you keeping Quinn active and involved during all that?
Oh, well, Janice and I are having the great time of doing his homework with him on the Chromebooks.
Mm-hmm.
And enjoying ourselves immensely with that. We spent the better part of yesterday trying to go through his math homework.
Mm-hmm.
And, you've heard what they say about new math and how people our age can't do it. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, I was just going to say something smart, Alec, about it taking all afternoon to do, what is it, first grade, second grade math, whatever?
Yeah, he's in third grade, so I guess we're talking advanced now.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we can both come up with the answers.
Yeah.
The right answers, but we can't do it the way the teachers want us to do it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I've looked at how you're supposed to work that out, and I do bookkeeping up at my shop. I work with numbers. I'm very good with numbers, and it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why they changed it, but as long as the kid can add, subtract, and do all the other stuff he has to do, I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm. Anything change in the city over the past week or so regarding stay-at-home orders or retail operations or restaurant delivery or?
Not yet, but the big thing we're kind of looking at right now is what will the decision be from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education and the governor's office and the state about schools. All right, we got the May 4th deadline coming up. What, a week or two away?
Mm-hmm. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
Boston Mayor Marty Walsh just made the comment this weekend that he thinks Boston schools will not be going back this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I tend to think as Boston goes, unfortunately, so goes the rest of the state.
Mm-hmm.
Although that isn't official yet. That may be where we are. I know teachers are saying that they've just started to get their students used to the Chromebook lessons at home, and that's true. That's what we're trying to do at home as well with our kid. And they think it might be disruptive to try to bring them back to school for just a couple months at the end.
Hey, both of you, I just got a text from Harry Rock. He's going to do a Fifth Wednesday special. He's going to have on Superintendent Zaporowski and a couple of the department heads on next week at 8 a.m. on the 29th to talk about this very topic. And probably by then they would have their determination from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. I have this just sneaking feeling that at this point we may not come back this year, because if you're going to phase things in, schools are a large gathering point, and that's something you don't want to phase in quickly. I mean, the way I see it is small businesses come back first because they're really the engine of the economy, and then you phase back in churches, then you phase back in schools, then you phase back in small sporting events, then you phase back in big sporting events. I think that's how it's going to go. That's the only logical stepping stones you can do as far as I can see.
I think you're right. I really do. I think people are still going to be afraid of large gatherings.
You know, on top of that, I think I also saw Connecticut is now extending their stay-at-home orders an additional 20 days, and I see Massachusetts just starting to get into the peak of things, and they're national news. Massachusetts national news now. We're a hot spot. I don't think I'm even going back to my normal work on May 4th.
Hey, Kenny, have you been able to take advantage of any of the programs passed either by the federal or state government with respect to people impacted by this?
I am able to collect unemployment and that additional payment that they've been talking about.
Yeah, but it's you wonder how long can you do it if you stay home that long?
July. They actually I believe I read that I'm good until July for that unemployment plus the 600.
Yeah, just in time to do taxes.
Yeah, and because I normally know where I'm at, I elected not to have any taxes taken out of I call it unenjoyment. Because I figured it'd only be a couple of weeks and it won't be an issue. Now I think I might have to go in there and start having taxes taken out. Otherwise, I'm going to have a big bill in a year.
Well, at least with the stimulus money, there's no taxes that need to be paid on the stimulus. That's
not yet.
For a tax. You think if they give a second round,
they'll figure out a way to collect some of it back. I swear to God.
Serious topic, though. We still have, I'm not going to say clusters, but we still have hot spots at our nursing homes, similar to pretty much every other city.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, the nursing homes tend to be where you've got a grouping of elder people with health issues. So.
And unfortunately, we found out with the Holyoke Soldiers Home, in a nursing home with something like this, once it starts, it just snowballs.
Right, it's hard to get distancing in a small, building like that.
Yeah.
So that's still serious. I know people are getting tired of keeping distance. They're getting tired of staying apart from each other at, stores like Walmart or Big Y or whatever. But I still ask that they do their best to do that. That they wear masks when they're out and about, just to try to take care of each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're still not sure who has it and who doesn't have it.
Right.
Have you heard anything about widespread antibody testing yet? For people who think they might have had it?
Yeah, they're talking about people who've had it. They want to bring them in and test their blood and see what kind of, what kind of stuff they can find, and then see how that will help. But I haven't heard about that locally. I've just heard about that in, the bigger cities.
Yeah, I think they want to take the plasma out because one shot of the plasma you give have the potential of helping like 3 or 4 people from what I remember on the news the other night regarding that.
And that's the other thing. You can't get away from it. Every channel you turn on, every paper you read, it's news about coronavirus. So it's amazing that we went a month and a half ago about knowing pretty much nothing.
Mm-hmm.
about this. And now all of us as Americans are like experts in microbiology and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Are you tired of the COVID-19 memes on social media yet?
I'm not actually. I do find them funny.
Yeah, I think there's still a couple of good ones coming out now and then.
There are. Some people are very, very clever.
Yeah.
You got to laugh or else you'll cry. It's too bad, but it's true.
Yeah. Speaking of laughing, I'm coming up to the top of the hour. What is your dad joke for the week?
I have got a groaner for you today.
Okay.
You can tell us one in church. What do you call a sleeping T-Rex?
What do you call a sleeping T-Rex?
A dinosaur.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a groaner. But you know, it's a typical dad joke, and that's what you're good at.
That's right. Quinn doesn't like him either.
Mayor Humison, I want to thank you for doing another weekly call-in for this. I look forward to hearing from you once a week for 5-10 minutes as we get through this as a city.
Thank you. Thanks for what you're doing. I mean, I think you do a good job getting the information out there for everybody. It's important. We need that information. People can continue to tune in, by the way, to the city website, cityofwestfield.org, for official information from the departments about what's going on.
Updated daily.
Updated daily. All right.
Mm-hmm. Little red button right up at the top flashing.
I'm looking forward to the day that button goes away.
Yeah.
Me too, Don. Appreciate you calling in.
Thanks, Henny.
All right.
Kathy, take care of yourselves.
All right. Stay safe. Thanks.
Bye-bye now. You too.
Yep. Pete, break, please.
Burn down the store, take what you want and more. Shop until you drop, voodoo consumer never stop. Load up on supplies, no sale, no compromise. Gun crazy down the mall, voodoo consumer take it all. Eat this, drink this, try this, charge it, it's fabulous. Step right up and take it, it's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously cool, let's make it fabulous. 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 Drive me to the bank, kneel down and give me thanks. Grab your credit card, voodoo consumer, kiss me hard. Eat this, drink this, try this, charge it, it's fabulous. Step right up and take it, it's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously cool, let's make it fabulous. Take it all too far. Sell the company car. A bargain come too late. Voodoo consumer terminate. Eat this, drink this, try this, buy this, wear this, fly this, play this, charge it, it's fabulous. Step right up and take it, it's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously marvelous, meticulously treacherous, deciduously cruel. Just make it fabulous.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com, offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
I'm talking about Ken Starsky's Weekly Program. Captain Palmer too. The Denmark before you. Discussions of logo and happenings too. You got the Ken Starsky Weekly Program with Captain Palmer too.
.905 on the nose. This is the
Love
first.
it.
This is the first day of April, or the 21st day of April, 28th day of the of my apocalypse in the year 2020 Anno Domini. This
And your
is
guest
Den
is
Ken's
walking
Den.
in the door.
So, Kathy, that is our own custom jingle now.
That is impressive. I'm impressed. I'm sorry I'm not there in person.
That's okay. We miss you, but we get why you're not here.
Well, when we get back to normal, is that ever going to happen, though, Ken? At this point, I don't know.
Kathy, what's normal?
Yeah, good point, especially when you're talking to you and me.
Mm-hmm. So Pete, a few weeks ago, I mentioned in one of my monologues, you know what, I'm not even going to get the fancy schmancy antimicrobial soap. I'm just going to get regular soap.
Yes.
Because the antimicrobials don't, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
You know, they might even be bad. So here is an article, March 2020, which means it came out early February from Family Handyman. All right? Antimicrobials do kill microbes, both harmful and beneficial ones. However, studies by the CDC have shown no evidence that they have any positive on our overall health. In fact, it's becoming clear that antimicrobials contribute to the development of superbugs, which cause illnesses that are resistant to antibiotics.
Yeah.
Yep. That's been a theory around for a long time.
You have to get sick once in a while, right, Kath? You have to get sick once in a while.
So,
you know, I was reading one theory. They've had this show on about the polio epidemic, and they theorized that one of the problems is people had gotten too clean. That after World War II, of course, coming back and all the issues, they started really cleaning and washing and sterilizing things, and children didn't have the antibodies, and they think that's what was causing the post-wartime epidemics of polio, that they weren't having antibodies. They were too clean. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but it makes sense.
You know, she said Pete right before saying all that, so I'm giving you the
sorry.
profession.
No.
I'm giving you the professional courtesy to go on.
No, I agree. I think we kind of with all the you know, hand sanitizers and stuff like that, I don't use them because it's too much. You know, I don't mind getting sick once in a while because it's a natural course of life. Humans are meant to get sick once in a while. If you try to protect your kids from germs, all the germs, you put them in a bubble, then they're no good. It hurts them further down the road. It just does, and it will. So,
And it has absolutely no effect whatsoever on the COVID-19.
Right.
Because it's a virus, it's not a bacteria. So you can bathe in this antibacterial soap, and it isn't going to help you. They're saying that just using a regular household soap, a regular household cleaner, will take care of it.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
Chef is playing with the microphone, and he just needs to spin it to the left a little bit more to tighten it.
I think that's fine.
and then
there's wing nuts here and here, but there's not a wing nut there. Confusing to me.
Well, manipulate the arm a little bit, and you'll get where you need to be. You can go up, you can go down, and you can go left, and you can go right.
There you go. Look at that.
All right. And can we look at one, please, to make sure?
It's fine.
Okay. Yep. All right. So it's not completely in front of you now. So. All right. Hey, Chef John Slattery made it in.
Hello.
How are you?
Pretty good.
It's kind of weird being in here on your normal Tuesday out of the month, huh?
We made it a full cycle almost. Again, I don't know. I'm losing track of the days and weeks and times.
I almost did make it in because it doesn't matter what day of the week it is to me anymore.
Right.
And it's not going to matter for quite some time.
It seems as such.
Is 22 doing anything remotely with you?
We're working on some stuff. Working on some things to figure out what kind of things that we can do remotely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because there's no in-studio stuff going on there at all at this time.
Really?
Yeah.
It all depends on how good you're...
Well, at all meaning the hosts are in studio, and then they're on the sets, but they're talking to all the guests remotely at other locations, either on the phone or some pre-recorded stuff and things like that. So looking at putting some stuff together with them.
You always know if you're really stuck, you could probably use the studio here. We could probably set you up.
That'd be cool. I have a couple of ideas to if this continues to go on to help keep my two boys who are involved in this program maybe occupied a little bit too. So
we're not doing any broadcasting here. If they wanted to go
when Mass Appeal's
if
on,
if they wanted to go hot with you, we're probably going to be open at that time. But pre-recording we can do anytime, right, Pete?
Yeah. Well, and if you could negotiate with Chef Mooch, maybe you could get the portable cart down here, and you could actually cook like a cooktop.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah,
you might be able to do a legit segment.
I think we're onto something here.
Sounds like a
I
plan.
don't mind doing it to help everybody out at this point. Yeah. I mean, I'm not doing it like for every person that needs something, but if they want to keep those segments going and they can't have people physically cooking in the studio right now, why not?
We'll definitely explore that further, and for sure.
Because we had talked about doing something for the Studio 120 sessions with Patrick, taping an episode, a thing with that, an interview with that. So
yeah,
from here.
Yeah, I mean they're struggling right now for content, so I mean they're pretty open to just about any kind of suggestion that works with what they do. So
I think we know one of the hosts of that program.
Well, that's
what
I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny when he came in and he was in training or he was still interviewing. I think I was like, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, right, exactly. Hey, ooh, wow.
It's a good addition. They Alana and him work well together, and it's transitioning along well. Too bad, they have to face all this right now as opposed to developing that program.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're doing a pretty good job with what they got. It's
absolutely.
just a different way of doing business. That's all.
There's a lot of different ways of doing business going on for sure.
I see you're kind of making up for it a little bit with some videos from your kitchen.
I've been slowly but surely. When you have a whole bunch of kids running around all the time, it's tough to do home recordings. It's quiet on a set if I'm trying to film a clip or something like that. But
yeah, but you have kids that trying to learn this business, so
you would think they'd want to help. You would.
I think we could make it an assignment. I just get a hold of their teacher.
Well, I thought so too. So because we're having a little difficulty keeping one of them motivated. So if we could make some kind of assignment that I can be involved with to keep them going, that utilizing this stuff, it'd be great.
Parents email their teachers all the time.
Yeah,
you could just do that. Email the teacher and say, "Hey, Mr. Douglas, could you assign the kids to help me doing video, and I guarantee he'd gladly do that.
It's a good thing they don't listen to this.
Hey, you know what? I'll give. I think I'm part of Google Classroom now. I'll give it out as an assignment.
Excellent. We'll, I actually.
They'll be thrilled with you when they come back.
As a local amenity and a neat feature within our region, the Chester train station has a unique location, and they have a kitchen. So I've been talking with that organization to maybe cross-reference using my boys to do some filming for them to maybe make a little piece about something that's one of our local amenities.
Isn't it in their caboose?
Yeah, it is. In fact,
I remember going out there.
It's called
and seeing
the Blue Caboose Kitchen.
Seeing it in the caboose, yeah.
Yeah. So there's.
I wouldn't mind going shooting out there.
I have some stuff that they're putting in front of the board there to see if we can utilize the space for some community stuff as well as whatever else that might happen.
Hey, Kenny, road trip?
Perhaps.
Not like you're doing anything right now.
Don't you like trains? When you're like a little kid,
I love
cool?
trains.
Have you been to the
if it's not moving, I have an issue.
It's on a side.
Well, they run by. There's moving trains that run by constantly, and then there's cool stuff to look at. And they're
I'm not talking about Conrail. I'm talking about passenger trains.
Yeah.
Hey, are John's arms crumbing out when he starts flapping them?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
go ahead.
Almost,
not quite.
Almost.
Okay.
Last time I could hide behind them.
And I just noticed. Usually, you're wearing a shirt that says "Night Cook," and I just happen to glance up now, as seen on TV. Which
here we are on TV right now. As a matter of fact,
no lie. That's truth, brother.
Yeah. A friend of mine made these up. Frank's a great guy.
See what happens when we're both kind of locked up in the house, and we both have those weird personalities, the strange personalities, and you get two of them together.
Hey, can you guys talk for a second so I go put my soup away in the refrigerator?
I was getting ready to do a break.
All right, well, we'll do the break and then we'll come back.
Okay, let's do that, Pete.
Bye, everybody.
I let that go for a second.
Highway to
Underwriting is brought to you by Boise Cascade Distribution, providing products and services needed for building material dealers, home improvement centers, and industrial customers. They offer everything from engineered wood and plywood to Drex decking and railing, James Hardie siding, and Advantech subfloor. Located at 33 Fowler Street Extension in Westfield and on the web at bc.com, they are committed to providing quality products, great service, convenience, and value.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
9:19 and a half, Kathy.
There you go.
Oh, where's the world clock? Not on today.
You want the world clock? Watch me turn off the studio mount. Yep.
Pointing in a direction.
I'm trying to block the IR from, but you know what? I think the IR is bouncing off of. Nope. I think I got it.
You got it.
I got it.
Oy vey.
There we go. 9/20/20.
So, Pete, you had some soup delivered to you?
Yes, I did. I was a smart lad, and I looked at Chef John's postings on Facebook and otherwise, and I didn't bother direct messaging you. I just sent you money.
What's going on with that?
I paid from a court.
Well, it's a donation. I had more soup than I wanted to make soup for myself and my family, but the last time I made it, I had too much soup, so I offered on the internet that anybody would like some soup that I'd be happy to share. And lots of people decided they would like some soup.
Yeah,
so.
I saw like 78 comments.
Probably. I don't know,
How many gallons of soup did you make?
Somewhere around 35 quarts.
That's a lot of French onion soup.
It certainly is.
It smells tasty.
It's basically it's my standard restaurant recipe. So had I had a big kitchen to make it in, it probably would have been one big batch. But instead, it was two small batches with lots and lots of onions and all the other good things. So being it's 2020 and the world is not normal and it's all this stuff going on, I couldn't make my exact recipe, but I worked with what I had, and we ended up with, instead of just a 5-onion soup, it's like a 7-onion soup with an Irish whiskey instead of sherry. But it's really delicious and tastes almost exactly like my normal soup. So
Now, I have a question, Joan. Are you having issues, I know, with a lot of your cooking, getting some of the ingredients that you need, or is this an issue for you?
the supply chain has had lots of hiccups. For what I'm unfortunately not working in directly with food most of the time right now. I am helping out at the Skyline Brewery in their kitchen, but for when we've been noticing, there are just hiccups in the supply chain at this point in time. So far, so good. We'll keep on that. But for the onion soup, I took advantage of the fact that the wild ramps are running at the moment right now. So we have some no-cost ingredients going on there.
I was almost expecting to see you come in with a handful of ramps.
I almost did. I forgot we were on the air because we could have shown them up and all that stuff.
Yep, the nettles are coming up too.
The nettles, yeah.
I should try that.
And boy, with the warm weather, we should definitely see the fiddleheads any second now if they're not up in some spots, I think.
They're starting to come up. There's one little spot. I don't have enough to do you any good, but there's one little spot. It's starting to come.
Well, I'm the only one in my family that eats them, so people say, I'm happy with a dinner's worth myself. So it's always nice.
20 degrees tonight. Is that going to harm the fiddleheads?
It won't harm them, but it's going to keep them slowed down for sure. That they can handle being snowed on and frozen again almost, but they just don't.
Interesting.
And that heavy snow we had the other day didn't affect the ramps at all.
Well, the ramps are under the tree, so they don't get direct use.
Oh, of course.
Even though there's not leaves on the trees, it's filtered. So
yeah,
they do pretty good. And they're hardy too. They can get a layer of snow. It doesn't affect them. What's really interesting, so these early spring vegetables, where I talk about this on Mass Appeal, and I didn't get to this year, so it's fun. They come out of the ground dark green because we've spent the winter not getting these fresh vegetables, by nature in our region anyway. So nature provides these really dense, strong vegetables. The ramp, they're broad leaves, but if you throw it in hot oil or boiling water, they actually swell up like balloons because the outer skin, their outer layer of invisible membrane is so tough that it actually holds the air or the pressure and inflate. I thought that was really neat. Even the green, the chlorophyll and everything can drop to the side. You have like a clear balloon of the skin, the flesh of the.
I've only ever sautéed them. And
so if you throw them in the hot oil, sometimes you'll see a leaf will go and pop, puff up and be full of air so there's it's such a dense skin that it can be protected in this early time of the year. Do you have any ramps near the cows, Kathy?
I haven't noticed. I haven't been looking for them.
Do you know that's a thing? The ramp-fed cows?
No.
Because they take on the garlic flavor from the ramps, and they will produce garlic-flavored milk.
Really?
And
I know that during the summer when the cows are outside and they're this is just my opinion, so don't quote me, but I find the milk to be very sweet.
In summer.
When they're eating. Yep,
yeah.
Very, very sweet.
From certain grass. So it definitely, and you'll notice milk a lot when you get grass-fed milk from different kinds of farms. They'll have different tastes because of probably where they do graze. But there have been farms that have like specifically done this thing where they grow ramps in a field for the or get the cows to eat it to make garlic-flavored milk.
I wasn't aware of that. Good to know. Thank you.
Right, cool stuff. And then if it's not desired, and all of a sudden the milk, oh my God, this milk tastes like garlic, and you're trying to drink milk, you're like, oh, well, there must be some ramps the cows are getting into.
Well, if they're eating grain, why don't we have vodka-flavored milk?
Because they don't ferment.
No, that's true.
If we give them sugar
that
cane?
whole four-stomach thing, isn't that fermentation, Kathy?
Yeah.
I'm sure asking the wrong person.
If we give them sugar cane, do we get rum-flavored milk?
Oh my God!
What can we play around with here?
Oh, Kenny.
I'm all for the chocolate.
I was just gonna say if we feed them chocolate, then we in fact get chocolate milk.
Mm-hmm.
And those
that would be good.
I miss you, Kathy.
I'm questioning whether I miss you two together.
Goodness gracious.
You do feel the pointer finger going at both of you, do you not?
Oh, I do actually.
Yeah, my ass is heating up. I can feel it.
I did my first hike a couple days ago. I did Mount Tom with my sister. Went to the top of the mountain.
I saw those pictures.
Yeah.
Those were awesome pictures. Thank you so much. I have not been down that far on the brook.
Oh, I tagged you for my friends. So I didn't make that hike because they're only hiking solo. That's where I was leading to. I did my hike, but my friends were up kind of near your backyard somewhere. Yeah.
They were.
Yeah.
They were. That's my brook.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So they're right now the Western Mass Hikers Group. They're the Hilltown Hikers Group. They are unfortunately can't have group hikes right now because of the whole social distancing thing. But the four key members have been practicing safe hiking and marking out lots of trails so that for the following season or when we open up, they have 20-something trails all mapped out from like Beckett to Westfield.
Now,
more than that probably now.
What was that concrete thing with the graffiti on it that you were on in that
That
picture?
was the tower on Mount Tom. That's the picture of me, yes.
Uh-huh.
So I was, my sister took me up the fairly steep side of from the log cabin. And I haven't even been in the woods once this year and probably haven't been hiking like that in 2 years. And she's like, oh, let's go. And I keep looking at the thing and I'm like, really? Let's go up. Up and up
and up and up. Oh, up the access road to the transmitters?
No, we took the rocks and went through the woods, not up the road, all the way to the transmitters. And then I wear the same. I've had the same hiking boots since I went to Philmont when I was a Boy Scout and I was 16 years old. And but they're in really good condition. But coming down the side of Mount Tom, the whole bottom of my boot just came off. The glue had decided to just stop working after 20-something years. All in one piece, though. So with her suggestion, we used my bootlace to tie the sole of my boot back on, and
makes sense.
Made the rest of the way down. So
now, when you're hiking, do you carry a little basket or a bag in case you do see something that you can forage?
No, not this time I was expecting to go for a walk, not a hike. So I brought a water bottle. If I knew I was going hiking, she had the snake bite kit and everything else. I'm like, oh, good. At least you're prepared today. But it was good to get some fresh air. I'm sure a lot of people doing it. I mean, there were no parking places left at the log cabin because there were so many people in the woods. So
I believe it. People are getting People are getting a little stir crazy.
And some of the groups are definitely more than people that they live with and weren't necessarily keeping good social distancing, I noticed. But at the same time, there are so many people just happy to be outside and doing their best to, give each other clear way on the trail. And
just like the family of 6 walking into Walmart.
Yeah, there's some people that just aren't understanding, and there are definitely a lot of people that
don't do it. Okay, I implore you. It doesn't take all 6 of you to go shopping.
I know. I can't even meet up with Kenny anymore.
I don't use I use one or two of the closest to my home convenience stores, and I'm very careful about going in to get fresh milk and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been lucky enough to do most of my shopping in advance, so I haven't had to really do any shopping. And I use a lot of the curbside pickup. We have a Molten Braes Market out in Huntington. They have a butcher, and they can get all the groceries right there down the street, and they bring it right out to your car. So I find
Kenny, were you begging for this earlier?
That's the end of a show.
Oh, okay. For my little mini rant about going shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was a little slow.
You don't need mom and dad and the 4 kids to go get juice at Walmart.
Is that how we started out this morning talking about?
No.
Oh.
You don't get that one?
I remember it's
the more you know.
Right, it is the more you know, yeah. I knew it was after school special style stuff.
I've got a lot of things I can bring up to talk about, and I'm at my 9:30.
Do you want to know the name of the onion soup though? That I came up with because it's the Lucky 7 Irish onion soup.
Lucky 7 Irish onion soup.
Yeah, because I use Irish whiskey, and I had 7 kinds of onions. So
I have sherry at my place.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to work with what I have, and that's the whole. That's kind of like the fun challenge, especially for me, because I'm the kind of person that the leeks I had been growing for like a month, and the green onions I had been growing for a month, and so I kind of always have got that mindset to try and utilize everything and make it last as long as possible. So this has been a fun, exciting time. Did you see the picture of the cheesecake my wife made?
Yes, I did. There's that blue...
white chocolate raspberry cheesecake, but the only white chocolate chips that we happened to had were that Disney Frozen-themed ones. It must have been on discount at the aisle because they were blue and white swirled. So we have blue and white and raspberry-flavored cheesecake.
I have a bag of white... Stop it. I put my hand down and I hit my touchpad here.
Kenny, your laptop got triggered.
What the hell was I gonna say now?
I
have a bag, and I put my hand out to reference a bag. I have a bag of Ghirardelli white chocolate baking chips that I bought on sale.
Yeah,
and I have no idea what to do with them right now.
Cookies? I mean,
they're white chocolate?
Yeah.
See, I'm not I prefer.
I thought you make a cheesecake out of it.
I thought I was just gonna snack on them out of the bag.
I mean, that's what I normally do. But
but there's so many of the damn things. I don't want to eat. Snack on that whole thing. I want to make something out of it. Maybe I'll just do a double boiler and melt it. And
I say melt them down, and then you make stir them into something, or you can dip stuff in them. Dip fruit in chocolate.
Yeah, you can make white chocolate covered pretzels.
Ooh, those are delicious.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Salty sweet.
The salt goes so good with the white chocolate.
Salty sweet, yeah.
Oh, it does. Oh, it does.
Snacks for next week's Ken's Den.
Oh, you can. Money Buddy style.
I'm not doing my break right now.
You get the cereal and you melt the chocolate and you pour the melted chocolate over the cereal.
Taking a break.
Oh no.
He just got up and left.
I mean, he's Pete. He does stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Bye, Pete.
I'll just double up on my breaks later on. I'll figure it out.
Sure.
Yeah. So I can probably melt it. I'll probably melt it down and just do something with it that way. They got strawberries now coming out and sell at the market, but they're the ones that don't have any flavor unless you macerate the hell out of them.
Yeah, I mean, if you're careful when you look at the packages, there's go for the darker red. Obviously, you're gonna have a little bit more flavor, but the time of year and how much rain they got and where they come from makes a huge difference. Obviously.
How far out are we from native asparagus?
End of May.
End of May.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's still that far away.
Yeah. So it's like the trifecta is like if we have the winter lasts a little too, spring stays cold, and then all of a sudden gets hot in April.
Mhm.
We get the ramps, the fiddleheads, and the asparagus pretty close to all at the same time. But fiddleheads are great because you can harvest them and keep them in the fridge for a long time because of that whole fact that they're ready to be that they can be snowed on. If they're harvested properly and you keep them either on ice or chilled properly, they can last in a paper bag in the fridge for almost a month. So like thinking
all right.
that they think they're still in the woods.
That's a question I have for you now, Chef. With people shopping and trying to not go into the stores a lot, how long can we keep some of our produce?
I mean, if you take care of your produce, it lasts a really long time because, as you know, when it leaves the farm, it takes a long time to get to people. So if you're careful with how you handle it and you clean it properly, heads of lettuce. I mean, I got stuff when this all started in the second week of March. They're still. I just kind of use because we've had cold weather somewhere that I know stays 40 so degrees outside in a cabinet, and I've had lettuce stay just fine and peppers and that kind of stuff. Obviously, you just got to be smart about it. Washing your vegetables before you use them, and if they're not moldy or smelly, then they're probably fine. So,
How do you store your lettuce?
So lettuce is cool if you can get the whole head. I don't like iceberg because this one it doesn't work. Iceberg doesn't really store well once you break the core. So if you're going to have iceberg, once you break the core, you should eat it as fast as possible. But if it's romaine or any head lettuce, you can treat it like cut flowers and trim the bottoms off and stand them up. And then just take the outer leaves as you need them. And that stuff actually continues to grow in your fridge at a very slow rate. So so if you buy that 3-pack of romaine heads and you take 3 leaves off of each head, you've got plenty for a salad, and then you can put those heads back in the fridge, and then a couple days later you want salad again, you do the same thing. And as long as you change the water like you would cut flowers, they'll stay alive a long time. Works with bok choy and a lot of those type of anything that has that solid core at the bottom. Celery, of course, continues to grow in the fridge as well.
All right, so I'll put the asparagus stuff aside for next month then.
Yeah, the Hadley guys.
That's more. Yeah, that's more in season coming up in June, right?
Yeah, right to the middle of May to the end of June.
I lived
There's
up there
a lot of
for
that stuff
bit.
by the river.
Hadley grass.
But if you go Huntington and Cummington and up those along the rivers up there, there are places that there's a lot of wild asparagus or places where asparagus patches from those old farms. They're still there. So
a friend of mine had a couple of what do you call that? That big mound inside the ground that asparagus grows out of. There's a name for the asparagus root underneath the ground. It's not coming to me.
A root ball?
No. And they're good for like 20 years. But
it's not a rhizome, but it's something like a rhizome.
A friend of mine had, grew them for a farm stand in their backyard. Every day I'd get a bunch.
Yeah, once a plant is established,
every day
it can be very prolific.
Yeah, I pickled a lot of it.
What's interesting, sometimes, so if a farmer has a patch of them and it's been doing good for a while, they'll till it 1 year and kind of cuts up those root balls.
Apparently, they're called asparagus crowns.
Crowns.
Okay.
Crown, yes, crown.
That makes sense. Yeah. And they'll till it a little bit, just enough to chop those crowns up, and then it'll increase their asparagus field exponentially.
Yeah, when you see the first ones come up, you're supposed to whack them right off and encourage them to
yeah, if you stay on top of it, if you keep picking it, they'll keep growing. Once they start to grow those big woody ones, then they start to slow down. So I love picking vegetables.
We are all snacking now. Well, most of us are. Are you?
So I on March 15th bought Apocalypse Snacks. I bought like 3 bags of chips and 2 bags of Doritos and several individual bags of different flavored things because, didn't know what was going to happen, and we wanted to make sure we had some of that junky food to have. So we are a month later, we still have a couple of bags of those left. So we haven't really been snacking on that kind of stuff, but we have been trying to make like a wholesome dessert to have at least a piece with every day for dinner or some cookies or muffins.
So in the March edition of Food Network magazine, there's a mini quiz. It's not like one of the big ones that we normally do, but it's one that I can pull a couple of questions out just to.
Sure, let's see what they got to say.
So we're not talking about COVID and talking about what to do with mac and cheese on the 30th day, you know? So, Chef, the seasoning for barbecue potato chips typically includes which of the following? Or which one of the following? Onion powder, cayenne, black pepper, thyme.
Onion powder. But I mean, any good one should have more than one of those.
I have no idea.
What did they say?
Onion powder.
Yeah.
I would think so.
That's the one I was going to go with.
What's funny, I didn't use any onion or garlic powders in the soup this time, but in the past, because that has such a concentrated flavor that a lot of rubs, that onion powder is a good stretcher and has sweetness.
Mm. Hey, Kathy, I know you're into ice cream.
I do. I
All
love
right.
it.
Which talk show host partnered with Ben and Jerry's to create a potato chip studded ice cream? Was it Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, or Carson Daly?
Wow,
I think I know this one.
idea.
I think it was
You know
Colbert.
this one?
Colbert would be incorrect.
Oh,
Colbert
he did
had
his own-
he had a different one, but not the potato chip one. Jimmy Fallon, late night snack.
Really?
Late night snack was the name of it. Vanilla ice cream with salted caramel swirls and fudge covered potato chip clusters.
Fudge covered potato chip cluster.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
It sure does. There's your salty sweet and some more salt and some more sweet.
You got it all there.
I knew the answer to this one even without checking because I've been on these things for over 30 years. Whenever someone
These are very random.
whenever someone I know takes a trip up to the Great White North, what is the most popular chip flavor in Canada? A. Ketchup, maple, honey mustard, or gravy?
Gravy, eh?
Gravy.
No, it's ketchup.
Is it the ketchup chips?
It's ketchup.
I knew the
And
ketchup chips came out of Pennsylvania. I didn't know it was a Canadian thing, too.
They're big time Canadian, and I've had the actual Canadian ones, and they are awesome.
Wow.
Wow.
Tomato powder, vinegar, and sugar, I imagine, right?
I actually like briny stuff, and the vinegar and ketchup, it does it for me. So you know how they have all those contests. Pick a flavor for the potato chip, and if you win, we'll put your name on the bag.
Oh,
right.
Mhm.
Which flavor is the real winner of the Lay's Do Us a Flavor contest? Was it? Oh my God! Clam chowder, pumpkin spice, chicken pot pie, or crispy taco.
Oh.
Which one was it, or which one was?
Which one was it?
Oh, man.
Was not or was
Which
it?
one was?
Oh, they all sound like
Chicken pot pie, I think.
Crispy taco.
Yeah, crispy taco's the easiest.
Yeah, it's the easiest one to make a powder out of with those flavors.
They're all
Ken, you need to go
nasty.
back to work.
What was that, Kathy?
He needs to go back to work.
Oh.
That's too much time on his hands.
Way too much time on his hands.
Let's see. I'm trying to find ones that aren't multiple choice. Okay. What makes kettle chips different from normal chips? They have less sodium. They're made in smaller batches. They're made in olive oil rather than canola oil. Or they're made with larger potatoes.
I think it's smaller batches.
Just smaller batches, yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, the two gentlemen are correct. I remember 35 years ago, Cape Cod potato chips. Well, it wasn't even up here. It was only down in the Cape. And I went through that factory. It was outside of the Cape Cod Mall in Barnstable. And it was just fascinating to see that.
I remember when the State Line factory was on that big parcel of land on Route 20 in Wilbraham.
I was just going to say, I remember driving by the State Line factory all the time as a child.
You could smell it.
The potatoes cooking.
I send Cape Cod chips to New Zealand. My kids in New Zealand, and I was in the post office one day, and of course you have to declare everything that's in the box, and it said Cape Cod chips, and the girl looked at me and she said, "You mean they don't have these in New Zealand?" I said, "They're Cape Cod potato chips." Yeah, but don't they have them there? Okay.
Hey, Pete. Which is the official chip of Major League Baseball? Mr. Baseball, I'm asking right here, okay? What is the official chip of Major League Baseball?
Lay's?
No.
Ruffles?
No.
Deep River, Kettle, Utz, or Old Dutch?
Major League Baseball, Deep River.
No.
Utz?
No, it's Utz.
Oh, wow.
Utz has had that honor since 2018 now.
Utz is from Pennsylvania.
Okay, Mr. Baseball.
Okay, well, this is something that changes on
I'm
a
not
regular
Mr.
basis.
Baseball. I'm Mr. Football.
Are you? True or false? All chip bags by law contain the same percentage of air.
False.
Kathy, you are incorrect.
What?
You are incorrect.
Incorrect?
Yeah. True or false? Pringles aren't technically potato chips.
True.
True. They're crisps.
True.
Yes, they're crisps.
Crisps.
True or false? The headquarters of damn it. I was just talking about it. The headquarters of Cape Cod potato chips is in Cape Cod, Mass. True or false?
True.
False.
True.
It's in Barnstable.
And it's actually saying Hyannis, but Barnstable is a.
But it's
Hyannis
there's no
is
such place as Cape
part of-
Cod, Mass, though.
Yeah.
So,
It's not the Cape.
I mean, it's a whole place. But
True or false? There's a potato chip emoji.
It's got to be true.
I've seen it.
Yeah, yes.
Well, this claim's false. Chip fans have to settle for emojis of French fries or potatoes for now.
Oh, I'm crushed.
There's no onion. I was looking for an onion emoji yesterday.
True or false? Special varieties of potatoes are grown for potato chips.
Fact.
True.
Yeah.
True or false? Not fact.
I'd say that's true.
Yeah, it's definitely true. They are Ivory Crisp and Mega Chip. They contain less water, making them better for frying. Kathy, if you keep coughing, we're going to have to take you out into your field and shoot you.
Ken, you know exactly why I'm coughing, because you have the same thing. They stopped giving us our shots.
When I was here on Sunday...
It's becoming an emergency at this point, isn't it? For all the people who have serious allergy
Well,
sufferers?
the information we got was that, now Ken, correct me if I'm wrong, because we got some kind of an email or something on Facebook, that you could really go a month or two without them.
Well, you go a month or two without having to go through the entire build-up period again. If we hit 2 months, then we have to start doing the every week thing for like 4 or 5 months again.
And Peter, if you remember, dial back a couple of years ago, remember how Ken and I both used to be? We were constantly coughing, noses running, sneezing. We thought we had colds all winter long.
I saw what you did there, Pete. Yeah, I was down here Sunday, and I was getting horsey, and Pete was like, you're getting to the point where it's emergency for you not getting your shots. And I sat in front of a HEPA air filter all night last night, and I'm clear today. Thank God. Maybe it's because it's a little colder outside. But yeah,
no, I'm not. But living in the house with a bunch of cats and a dog isn't helping me.
Yeah, you're supposed to eliminate your source of allergens.
Yeah, and I'm also allergic to some kind of a mold and mildew that you only find, drumroll here, on a farm.
Imagine that.
So, yeah. All right, back to your quiz. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
We're done. Potato.
We're done because I hit my quarter of it, and I told Pete I wasn't doing a 9:30. And I don't even want to play a song for my quarter of, but I want to make sure we do whatever we need to do for our quarter of.
Oh, for Christ's sakes! I was ready with a song, and now he tells me no song.
I don't know if I'm going to see Chef in a month. We don't know what's going to happen.
Okay.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise. all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
You know, I was gonna play something, but if I do, I knew Pete was gonna come back to me. He goes, "Oh, why didn't you let me, come back and play something?"
Boring.
You know what? I'm a little upset with the condition of some of the produce at the market. The Stop and Shop even had a lack of cucumbers. So I'm missing a lot of things. I'm worried about a lot of people picking things over. So that's starting to give me the blues. Worrying about the coronavirus, my job is giving me the blues. So basically, I just want to say that I must have a case of the Ken Stomsky Blues.
Ken Stomsky weekly program with his sidekick Kathy Palmer. We call her Den Mother. Discussions of local events and happenings here on Studio Session 120. Ken Stomsky's local weekly program for you. What we do, talking about the newfangled Ken Stomsky Blues. Well, I roll up to the studio, who do I see? My buddy, my stop, oh look, it's Harry Ross. No touching, we just talk.
No touching, we just talk.
I got the Ken Stomsky Blues.
So obviously this is the COVID edition of the Ken Stomsky
Blues. With the Den Mother too. Yeah.
Is that a kazoo? Is that you?
No.
That BJ? Not a kazoo?
Oh, yeah.
BJ Corona on guitar, vocals, and kazoo.
Ken's officially lost his mind.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, it's the Ken Stomsky Blues.
It's been
We might not make therapy now, Ken.
See that, Kathy? You're in 2 songs now.
Oh, dear Lord. What did I do to deserve this?
But I really do. I'm kind of upset with the condition of some of the produce over at the market, and I understand it's because of the supply, and I really don't want to touch a lot of it either because at 7 a.m. the old crusties are going in there, and they usually and they go ahead and handle and poke and prod and everything anyways when it comes to that stuff. So I don't know. I think it's canned and frozen aisle for me. Hopefully the frozen stuff will come back in stock.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of changes right now. There are a lot of farm stands and markets out there. There's even I'm working with a massfooddelivery.com. Have you heard of them?
Not that one, no.
No, they're out of South Deerfield, and they started. There's a mushroom farm up there that produces great mushrooms. But they go to all these farmers markets, and they just before all this started, they had this idea that they were going to start working with these other farmers from the farmers markets and deliver directly to your door anywhere in Massachusetts. And they massfooddelivery.com, and they're like right now it's storage fruits and vegetables. So there's carrots and apples and beets, and then they have greenhouses, so there's lots of fresh salad greens. And this stuff is minimally processed. It is these farms which are run under very, very clean conditions in these days, especially a lot of the greenhouses and things like that. And it takes a lot to make that stuff work really nice, and following all procedures. And then it's literally they put this stuff from those farms directly into boxes, and it's brought to you. And there's no middleman, no grocery store, and it's helping support a lot of our local farms throughout the middle and of Massachusetts. Really great produce. So
what's that called again?
Massfooddelivery.com. And it's definitely a great option for people who live here in our area for sure.
I'm actually writing that down.
Yeah. It keeps you out of the store, and you're really helping us keep our local agriculture supported. They just added on cheeses and milks as well. So there's some really great stuff out there. I'm going to be putting together some recipes utilizing some of the things that you can get all delivered in a box to your house.
Interesting.
What was that, Kathy?
I said it sounds really interesting. Sounds like a great deal for consumers and farmers.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it was. They're working really hard to try and help end food deserts and try and get people access to fresh stuff, and to help the farmers, and as well as just help people get better nutrition.
It's kind of like a farm co-op coming to you almost.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because I am starting to crave some fresh produce, and I am afraid of the fresh produce right now because of how it might be handled by somebody right before me.
It is nerve-wracking, with the stores. Anybody could go in and out, and we have to, just making sure you wash it and stuff like that is important. But I mean, if you can find a way to eliminate a step and give yourself peace of mind, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think that's a concern. That's a concern. You're correct.
Bananas. Yeah, you can peel. Oranges, you can peel. Now, cucumbers, carrots, you peel those. But as you're peeling the skin off, you're still running down the side of the vegetable with that peeler that was just in contact with the skin. In that case, you peel and then you still have to wash.
Well, if you wash it before you peel it, that'll do it. That'll save you.
That's enough.
That's the thing, and that's what we talked about. I think last time I was here, where the FDA doesn't necessarily recommend using soap on food, but now with everything going on, the surfactant of a gentle soap will just quickly wash off the vegetables. Or there's the vinegar rinses and things like that at least get as much stuff off the outside as possible first.
And then of course if we're cooking it, we're not eating it raw. We bring it up to 165, and we're going to be safe anyway.
Yeah, for sure at that temperature. I'm sure. We talked about the fats. Anything that's going to break down a fat, anything hot enough to melt fat and destroy butter and burn butter is going to be enough to do all the kinds of.
Yeah, we did discuss it last week, but I think it needed to be said again because we don't know who was listening last week.
That's true.
There's a lot more bored people in town now than when there it wasn't even last week. 3 weeks ago, I think you were here. So, that's the first time I thought of that, Pete. My viewership might be up now.
Yeah.
I had family members last week. I think I gained you too. Last time I was
unintended consequence, right?
Well, people are looking for fresh content, and this is content.
Well, it's content, yeah.
It's content.
It's also pretty fresh.
Oh, boy.
Hey, I'm going to change up your closing song today as a dedication for all those people that are on conference calls all day.
What's the time on it?
Don't worry about it. We can go over.
All right.
Exciting stuff.
See, I'm still OCD, even though I'm out of work.
We can go over. I'm not worried about it.
Speaking of content, too, if you keep your eye on my social media, I'll be doing some more stuff. I think last time I mentioned the Mountain Orchard Farm in Granville has fantastic storage apples, and
yes.
And so out there, they have their farm stand open 24 hours a day. They've got amazing apples that were in storage and are still very sound and delicious, like 5 or 6 varieties. So on my social media, I'm gonna be working with some apples this week, and you'll see some posts of probably the production of that French onion soup, and coming up with more content just to keep myself busy and help keep other people entertained and spread the knowledge. Always feel free to send questions my way or whatnot. So.
And of course, apples. Oftentimes, they're sitting for a year before they even make it into a supermarket.
Absolutely, in a supermarket.
Yeah. Believe it or not, even
absolutely.
Chef is aware of that.
A few of our local chains do some good in season to work with their local farms.
The tote bags are going to be fresh and local, but
even those they take the apples out of the cases
out
of
of
bags.
yeah.
So a lot of if they come from Washington or somewhere other where the apple producing parts of the country are, they've been in a box for months.
And a
it's
year.
Same with potatoes and all that. So don't be afraid of a local farm that still has them, because they've done their job to keep them well as well. So.
And if people have questions or they're curious more about Chef John's Slattery,
you can go to my website, chefjohnslattery.com. It has some information, or just check me out on Facebook or Instagram.
All right. Kathy, I guess now that you're done with me, the only thing you have left are the cows today.
I'm looking at them now. They're still laying down out there.
Does that mean it's going to rain?
I'm sorry. No, it doesn't. It means they like to lay down.
Remember that when you were a kid? Okay, if cows are laying down, it's going to rain because they're keeping the ground dry for their babies.
I know. And I just saw one laying flat out with its head flat out too. And you asked me one time if they do that, and yes, they do.
So they're not just laying down with their legs underneath them on their belly. They go right onto their side too.
Yeah, they will. Not often. I don't see a lot of them, but they will do that.
That must be a special cow, is my guess.
Special cow.
You know, I have an assignment for you. Next time you see that, we need a picture.
I will try. I will do my best. The trouble is, once I walk near them, then they stand up, so it's hard to get a picture that far away.
Get a zoom lens.
All right, that's that. 10 o'clock.
All right, it is 10 o'clock. Kathy, thanks for hanging out with me again. Chef, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
And thank you for the fun, Ken. I love it.
All right, I'll figure out what I'm doing next week, a day before next week. Get it? I'll figure it out on Monday.
All right.
All right. See you.
Well, I've been sitting here all day. I've been sitting in this waiting room. And I've been waiting on my friends, yes, I'm waiting on this conference call, all alone, and I'm on hold. Well, yes, I'm on hold. I hope it's not all day. Hey! Well, I wonder where they are, yes, I wonder where my friends have gone. Where'd they go? Tell me, where could they be while I'm waiting on this conference call? I don't know. Well, I'm holding on my phone, yes, I'm holding on the line. Hey! Well, I don't know where they are, I don't know why I'm still alone. I'm on hold. Oh, yes, I'm on hold. I hope it's not all day. Hey!
Well, let me tell y'all a story about a man who was on hold all day. Yes, he was. Now, maybe he had the time wrong, and maybe he didn't. There's just no way for me to say. And yes, I have seen some long hold times in my day. Yes, I have. And this was one of the worst. Now, this young man did not hang up the telephone, and you guess what happened? Yeah, that call began. That call started.
So stay on hold. You gotta stay on hold.